So
yeah, it takes forever. It's like
Dude.
that's why, like, when I went to the game, I was like, I'm not even.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about.
The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Port.
It's Barnes. It's Tony.
Yo, dude.
It's Mike. What's going on, fellas?
Not much, man. Typical Monday, starting the week off right, you know?
Yeah, you've had a great start to your week so far, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Michael, what do we got?
Very good weekend.
Very good weekend. Very good show
Yesterday,
Candlewood.
Sorry I missed it.
Most views in a while,
dude.
Barnes. I'd say, and honestly, I think when it's just us 2-on-2, 1-on-1, mano y mano,
2-on-2,
Los Hermanos, we get the most views. The numbers don't lie.
I mean, it's just we're straight down to business.
No, I would like to take a second
See,
look.
this is why, right there. I was just
I never cut Barnes off yesterday.
Ever.
And Barnes never cut me off.
Continue, though, Tony. Keep cutting us off. What do you got?
No, that's it, actually.
Oh,
that was it. I'd like to take a second look at the numbers. I will do some research tonight, and we'll see, honestly.
And honestly, I was just going to say to our fans, our listeners out there, if you didn't catch the episode from yesterday, definitely give it a look. Obviously, it's on our YouTube channel. With that being said, let's get started. The world of the National Football League.
Juju Smith-Schuster is blown up. It is caught. DeAndre Hopkins.
Do not stand up with that man and let him just throw you out of the club.
On its way. It bounces off the crossbar, and it's good. Oh, my goodness.
All right. Week 6, almost in the books, Tony. Obviously, we got the one game tonight.
Obviously.
Yesterday, some interesting results. We'll start with one that was not close. From the start, your New York Giants got demolished at home. Embarrassing. They were celebrating 10-year anniversary of their last Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
Rams 38, Giants 11. And courtesy, this information of Scott Hansen,
Nice.
the red zone living legend, Scorigami. We've never had that score ever in NFL history. Is that at least a good thing for Giants fans out there? They could say we were part of history. No one's ever lost a game 38-11.
No, I don't think so.
No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, just a
come on,
slacking. It's bad. At the end of the day, it's bad. But good part of this game, obviously, Rams side. Matt Stafford, 251 through the air, 4 touchdowns, only 1 interception. They even pulled him in the fourth quarter because the game was out of reach. Cooper Kupp playing like a guy who could be really in the MVP conversation. $130 on 9 catches, 2 touchdowns. They got the running game going. Devery Henderson had 78 yards rushing, or Daryl, my mistake, with a touchdown. I really like this Rams team to go to the Super Bowl.
I mean, I would definitely honestly second that. I mean, you look at Stafford. I mean, I've talked about him before. Someone who's resilient. He's definitely, a tough guy. You talk about him battling through injuries, coming up clutch in the big moments. And I think this, of course, you can say it's Giants, bad team, whatever. But this is a game that the Rams obviously should be succeeding in. And it's good to kind of see the team, do that.
Yeah. And it was funny, too, because a lot of times you see the team traveling east from the West Coast, tough start. Giants drive all the way down the field, have to settle for 3, and then don't get on the board till like a couple minutes left in the fourth quarter. So from that point on, they dominated. So I like what I see out of the Rams, and I just think, Goff needed to go because McVay, we know, since he's coached the Rams, he's really been an offensive innovator and just a great coach. So he gets his quarterback, and they've obviously had these results. And next week, I mean, they get the Lions, who got demolished yesterday. So, I mean, that's basically a bye week coming up. I mean, I don't see any reason why this team can't win 14, 15 games.
Yeah, no, I totally agree, dude. And it's funny. I mean, look at Goff now. He's still getting called out. Obviously not performing. So I mean, good move by the Rams to kind of get rid of him.
Yeah. I mean, he's just been a train wreck.
Yeah.
So Rams, like I said, they'll see their whole. I didn't even think about that little reunion
Right.
Next week, and that'll actually be Goff coming back to Los Angeles.
Mhm.
Obviously, I mean, he played against in front of the fans at the Memorial Coliseum, not in the new SoFi Stadium, but still be a homecoming somewhat.
Oh yeah.
Giants side of things. I mean, Daniel Jones, we've talked about all year. Oh, he looks better. Kind of went back to his old ways. 242, no touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So you have that to deal with. And then your one bright spot all season, Kadarius Toney, 3 catches, 36 yards early, first quarter, leaves the game, ankle injury. I have not seen today yet. Timeline, but it didn't look good.
No, dude. I mean, there's really nothing good here to come from the Giants. I mean, you look at the stats. I think their defense is averaging 29 points given up per game. Jones has 6 turnovers in 6 games. Obviously, having a difficult time holding on to the ball, difficult time passing the ball. I think first time in 30 years they've been down by 25 or more points going into the half, getting booed by the fans. So obviously that's not good. And it just looks like just total complete mess there. I mean, I would expect honestly a complete retooling for next year at this point. It's funny, it's not funny, but I guess the big narrative was how they were keeping Jones into the fourth quarter. I think they even ran a QB sneak, and it's obviously like the game is way out of reach. Right. It's like that seems to be a big kind of question mark as to why are you even playing him? Like especially he had some concussion issues, right? Couple weeks ago. So
even coming into this game, they weren't sure if he was going to play earlier in the week.
So it's like, come on, like fourth quarter, kind of maybe protect your players a little bit better at that point. I mean, you got to kind of think of it from a perspective like the players is. I mean, yeah, the game's out of reach. Yes, you should still be playing to the best of your ability. You should still be fighting to get points on the board. But I don't know, dude. It's tough.
Yeah,
I mean, it's a tough call.
It's a tough time to be a Giants fan for sure. And I think, top to bottom, you got to just get rid of everyone because we saw after they fired their last coach, Pat Shurmur, they keep on Dave Gettleman. He brings in a new coach. And obviously back then, everyone knew he needed to go. So I don't think it's a case where you just fire Gettleman, keep Judge, because you just need to have that synergy between the front office and coaching position. And what has Judge done to show that he deserves to stay? Nothing. And I mean, everyone was ripping him on the radio today. He's comparing riding the ship this year to a submarine. And I don't know.
Oh my God. Did you hear that?
I heard bits and pieces. Did you hear the whole thing?
Yeah. Well, the whole interview was like 11 minutes. I heard a nice sound bite where he's talking about how, we are on a submarine. And when you're on a submarine and there's, a hole gets popped into it and there's water coming in, you have to rely on the guys on the submarine to fix it. No one's going to come and help you. No one's going to be brought in to come help you. So he's saying that we have to rely on the guys we have, on our coaching staff, on our players to kind of right the ship here. Kind of an odd analogy, I feel. I guess I can see what he's saying. I get the point, but it's like, dude, I mean, I don't know. For me, it kind of seems like he's almost deflecting some blame away from himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's just way too much. At the end of the day, we don't want to hear excuses. We don't want to hear plans, reasons.
And there's not a hole in the submarine. The submarine is on the bottom of the ocean, like sunk, dude.
Yeah. I mean,
season's over. I mean, where are they going?
It's crazy. And like we thought, some of the years in between Super Bowls that, it was pretty bad, when Eli, especially towards the end, but this takes it to a whole nother level. I mean, I think I heard today most losses in the NFL since 2017.
Yeah. By I think only a couple of games to the Jets, and then the Jaguars I think are third. But still, I mean, obviously not a great stat to be on the top of.
Yeah. So I mean, we'll see if they can muster anything together next week against your guy, Law of Averages, Sam Darnold, hosting the Panthers. So Darnold
wouldn't expect it, dude. But my question, honestly, do you think Eli Manning slightly happy that they're not doing well?
I honestly just judging from what I see out of him on the broadcast, I don't think he cares. Honestly, I think he's having his Jack and Cokes,
right,
just relaxing, the kids, Peyton.
But there might be a little bit of type
card
of
games,
kind of maybe a little tight, you know. Didn't he have? Am I wrong to say didn't he have the record for most starts, most consecutive starts for a starting quarterback? I believe, and then Jones started one game, and then that was it.
Yeah, Ben McAdoo making that move.
Yeah,
for Geno Smith. So. Hard to really say, but either way, I mean, I'm sure all Giants fans are hoping that changes are imminent, and they will not continue to see every week this type of performance. So we'll see if they can turn it around next week. But my question to you, Tony, is,
oh boy,
how about them Cowboys?
Cowboys look good, dude. Definitely one of the most exhilarating games. I don't know. I mean, obviously there was a kind of a tough call there in the end. Kind of, you know, a big toss up there for them to kind of get that victory, I feel, in terms of that bad call. I think it was a face mask call, right? In overtime.
I believe so.
That kind of eventual missed call. And then I think they had a new set of downs at that point, and then they just kind of ran down the field with it.
Lamb.
Yeah. So, but absolute electric game to watch. I feel like, right, the Cowboys were down a little bit at first, kind of came back. Pats answered. I only caught like the fourth quarter of it in the overtime, obviously, but I mean the final like 5 minutes of that game with oh my god, it was so much fun, dude.
Yeah,
coming from me, I think that means a lot.
And I think it does, and especially you look at this. So it's Cowboys 35, Pats 29. You know, the final in overtime. Prescott, I mean, completely tore apart this Bill Belichick defense. 445, 3 through the air, 1 pick. You know, the running game was solid, you know, not spectacular, but 110 yards between Zeke and Tony Pollard. CeeDee Lamb, though, I mean, I've talked about him several times, almost 150 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. I mean, they pretty much got whatever they needed. I was almost surprised that the Pats were able to put together 29 points because I think they look terrible. And it's funny, though, really, the Patriots were on track to win this game had it not been for the Trevon Diggs pick 6.
Diggs Island.
7th straight game with interception.
Crazy.
He's unbelievable. I mean, he looks like Deion Sanders.
I think that's the first time that's happened since like 1980, I believe.
Yeah. No, it's
but yeah, it was like 2.5 minutes left when he threw that pick. So it was pretty much just like kind of run the clock out almost at that point. I think Dallas had already started using their timeouts.
Right. No, and then it was funny because it seemed like Dallas has it in hand.
Yeah.
Kendrick Bourne
right away.
75 yards down the field.
I don't know what happened there. I mean, Diggs gets beat, but there's a safety that kind of comes in and just like completely misses.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what type of like line he was taking.
Sounds like some Tampa 2 coverage.
It was so weird, bro. But, you know.
And actually, Bart Scott today on Bart and Hahn was comparing Diggs to Deltha O'Neal, the former Cincinnati Bengal, back in the day. And he basically was saying how he'd have 10 interceptions, but he also would lead the league in touchdowns allowed. So he's just kind of a gambler,
right?
You know, just going for it. But he's obviously paid dividends for this Dallas defense. So you look at it, you know, they get Minnesota next week. Obviously, a 5-1 start is everything that they want. And, you know, Minnesota barely squeaked by the Carolina Panthers this week. So they've been inconsistent, you know, a 3-3 start here. So should be an entertaining game. And we'll see if the Cowboys can continue to dominate this NFC East and be in contention for a Super Bowl. A lot of talk, though, about how McCarthy, some questionable clock management calls and how everyone loves the play calling of Kellen Moore, the offensive coordinator. And I kind of think sooner than later, I think McCarthy's actually going to be out. I mean, it doesn't seem like he does anything. He doesn't call plays.
Right.
And then just he's calling timeouts at wrong times. I mean, I just don't get it, especially a guy, he's won a Super Bowl, and it just more and more seems like to me, and I understand the record is what the record is this year, but it almost seems like it's in spite of him, not because of him. And it's just like, it makes me more and more think that it's like all the success that the Packers had was clearly mostly about Aaron Rodgers, not about what Mike McCarthy is doing.
I think Aaron Rodgers would totally agree with you, dude. But no, I see what you're saying. Is he how old is McCarthy? I don't think he's not that old, right?
He's probably 56, 57.
Oh.
Yeah, he's not a spring chicken.
No, but I mean, in terms of, I don't know, he's not too old, 57.
I mean, we see right there all these articles on McCarthy. I mean, it's not good press despite a 5-1 start. You'd think, oh, they made the right move with the coach. Thank God Garrett's gone. But no, everybody's praising Kellen Moore, and I just know the way Jerry Jones is. He doesn't like to miss out on things, and Kellen Moore is the hot candidate, for a new next coaching job. So I don't think there's any way he's going to let him go unless they win the Super Bowl this year. Then, I mean, what's he supposed to do? Even though we saw him let Jimmy Johnson go way back when. So should be interesting, honestly. But it's fun. It's fun when the Cowboys are good because usually, I mean, their offense, obviously, offense is exciting. And I mean, whether it's through the air, on the ground, I mean, they're just very good.
They're America's team, man.
Yeah, they are.
Why? I don't know.
So like I said earlier this year, I mean, easily winning this division 3, 4, if not 5 games, because Giants, no, Eagles, no, and Washington football team, hell no. Even though they're actually probably better than the Giants and the Eagles, but I mean, either way, when you're bad, you're bad.
Right.
That's the premise. But the Patriots fall to 2-4. I mean, Mac Jones looked decent yesterday.
Yeah.
You got 101 rushing yards out of Najee Harris, or Damian Harris. But I think just as each game goes on and they lose more and more, the Patriots are now 9-13 since Brady left for Tampa. It's kind of an indictment on the head coach. I really do.
Yeah, so. Dude. I mean, obviously, you talk about, the dynasty Belichick and Brady had. I mean, the big question when Brady left was like, who was really the reason why they were winning? And, obviously, Belichick thinks very highly of himself, as you can tell.
Wait, he does?
Yeah. So I would imagine, it's not the best to look for him. He's definitely not excited about it. But I think at that point, all the arrows point to Tom Brady.
Oh, I mean, it's without a question. And I stand by it. He's definitely not winning a championship. And I honestly don't think until the day he retires from this point moving forward, he's not making the playoffs, honestly. I think this is a shock to him. And it shouldn't be, though, because you look at his track record with Cleveland, did absolutely nothing, was struggling with Bledsoe before Brady came in. He just did not realize how good he had it. And he's like the de facto general manager for the Patriots. And he was so insistent on getting Brady out of there. And it's like he had what he needed. And I definitely know he would never admit it in a million years, but he deeply regrets treating Brady the way he did and pushing him out the door. He wouldn't admit it in a million years.
Couldn't have said it better myself. I could not imagine him admitting that. Be hilarious if he did, honestly.
But don't you think like his days, like even playoffs, like done?
I don't know about that one, dude. Not making the playoffs in the rest of his career.
But you know what the thing is, Tony?
What is the thing, Barnes?
We get offense is a completely different story. This defense, I mean, getting absolutely torched. It has nothing to do with Brady. And it's like he's the guy bringing in all these guys. Even if you're not going to be a top defense in the league, like we saw when Brady won the 6 Super Bowls with them, it's like you should be respectable. And letting up over 500 yards of total offense to the Dallas Cowboys is not at home. I think they've lost 4 straight home games too. First time in like a long time, basically. Probably never happened under Brady.
Probably not. I think his son, honestly, is a big issue, dude.
Yeah. I mean, Patricia is a lower level assistant, after getting fired from the Lions last year. I mean, why not just, push Stevie Belichick to the side?
Yeah.
They used to call him, I think, the rocket scientist, because I think that's what he used to study before he decided to become a football coach.
Steve.
No, Patricia.
Patricia.
Yeah, let him take it back over.
Oh, yeah.
But I mean, you got to produce better results than this. So yeah, they do face the Jets next week, and me and Michael are going to be on this. The Jets are winning this game
easy.
And I mean, what's going to be the Belichick snark comment after they fall 5th straight home game to the Jets, his number 1 hated team in the NFL? What's he going to say, Tony? I want to hear it.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I was just curious. Michael, anything?
Well, we played how we played.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah, I don't know.
And I honestly think if that happens, you're going to see Patriots fans all over New England burning old hoodies. I'm telling you, it's going to happen.
I don't think
they are
shit,
tight,
dude. I don't know.
And I wish, I just can't even take listening to Boston radio, but I would love to. I mean, I know hosts are going after him at this point. They have to be a little bit. Just the fact it's not even about the win and loss, but the fact that it was his call to say, Brady's done. I don't need him. It's my system. It's not him. I mean, they have to be pissed.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you be?
But I guess
we'll see. I don't know. I think. I don't know. Give him some more time. You know, Mac Jones, rookie.
I mean,
come on.
But this season, how many wins do you think they're getting? 2-4 right now. Only beating the Jets and the Texans.
I'd say they make it to 8.
Michael, 3, 4.
No.
2.
Do you think they're going to lose out the rest of the season?
How about taking a step further, Tony? Urban Meyer will have more wins this season.
Urban Meyer felt pretty good this week.
Well, he was out of the bar again. But obviously, he finally gets the monkey off his back with that win, but against the Dolphins. So let's see it against some real competition. But one other game from yesterday: Steelers 23, Seahawks 20. Final in overtime, and like Michael mystically said yesterday, Geno would deliver, and he fumbles late into overtime yesterday, setting up the game-winning field goal. Pittsburgh Steelers, after a 1-3 start, all is forgotten. You're back to 500, and you have a chance now. Seahawks, other direction. Wilson out to week 10. Geno Smith starting, 2-4 record. What else could you say?
Nothing, dude. I mean, at that point, I think it's over, dude.
Crazy though how quick it's unraveled in Seattle.
Yeah,
absolutely crazy. And I think Geno just showed. I mean, he's still Geno. First start in 4 years. What's up?
Well, I was just mouthing your words.
Oh, okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Make sure what?
Know what you were doing. But no, I honestly think a big part though of the Steelers moving forward. I think it's not going to be Big Ben throwing for 500 yards anymore. Right. Najee Harris from Alabama, the rookie, 127 total yards yesterday, 1 touchdown. I think they're going to lean heavily on him. Short, high percentage throws because Big Ben's not attacking downfield anymore. And then obviously the defense doing its job. I mean, TJ Watt was the one who had the sack to get the fumble yesterday. So they'll look for that to carry them, and they're going to play at the Browns next week. So good division game. Browns banked up.
Mayfield possibly not there.
Jamal Adams
is the
worst of all time. Did you see what he said in his presser before the game? You know how they say where they're from college? He said, I'm Jamal Adams, and I'm the greatest of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what I'm going to say?
What?
Stupid.
With the 4th pick in the NFL draft, because that's what we're getting from the Seahawks this year. So how about that, Jamal? Enjoy your big signing bonus.
Really showed him, dude.
But no, Cleveland's is after a nice start. I mean, tons of injuries. Both of the running backs are injured.
Right.
I think Odell, they haven't announced what happened to him yesterday. Mayfield, the shoulder's still barking.
Yeah.
This could easily spiral out of control. And it's funny because the way the season started, you say, far and away, Steelers are going to finish better. This game is big next week.
Yeah. Wait, does Baker play? When's the next game? Is it
actually Thursday,
right?
They play Thursday night.
They play Thursday night.
Yes, they do.
Wait.
He has to get back and ready.
I think I got this wrong actually, because I think the Browns are playing the Broncos.
The Browns are playing the Broncos on Thursday. Yeah.
So the Steelers can't be playing the Browns, but does that mean, Tony, that they possibly have a bye week, different opponent?
It's very possible, dude. I don't know.
And they are on their bye, so that's
dude.
my mistake. But so the next game will be against the Browns, but that's obviously in 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
But I mean, odds of Baker starting on Thursday, I think, are probably slim to none, dude.
That's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, who's their backup?
Case Keenum.
Oh,
because head coach Kevin Stefanski, offensive coordinator, when they played the Saints, Indianapolis Miracle. Defender fell down.
Right. I don't think defender fell down.
I believe he fell.
You think he fell?
No, I think he just jumped the
totally
coverage.
Botched, yeah.
So Seahawks next week, they're gonna host the Saints. So I mean that's kind of a weird game. I mean, just two teams, completely different feel from just even last year. You know, Breeze obviously not being there. So
right.
we'll see, I guess, what happens there, Tony. And we got one last game, Monday Night Football tonight. The 4-1 Buffalo Bills, 6-point favorites at the 3-2 Tennessee Titans, 8:20 ESPN. What do you got for me?
I want to say Bills take this. They cover. What do they have? -6. Yeah, I think they cover 6, dude. Definitely. I think in terms of quarterback matchup, I mean, I think Allen way better. Tannehill. I mean, yeah, between Allen and Diggs, I mean, yeah, you could say the Titans have Henry, right? But I mean, I don't know. I feel like some of his performances have been like really good and just like marginally good.
Bills, one of the best defenses in the league.
Exactly. So I'm expecting them to maybe shut down Henry a little bit. I forget who the Titans played a couple weeks ago, but Henry
When
really
they lost to the Jets?
No.
They did lose to the Jets a couple weeks ago.
Maybe it was against the Jets. I think it was against the Jets. They're doing a really good job of limiting Derrick Henry in terms of him running in open space, really smothering him. Would imagine the Bills are coming with the same like approach defensively. So I want to say Bills take this. We'll say 30-17.
Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with that, and especially when you look at the last couple of weeks. So Sunday Night Football last week, 38-20 over the Chiefs in Kansas City, 40-0 against the Texans, and then 43-21 against the Washington Football Team, 35-0 on the road against the Dolphins. So I mean, they've dominated after falling week 1 to the Pittsburgh Steelers. So they could not be more hot. The defense is playing great. I think, like you said, I mean, Henry has to have one of those heroian performances. For
Heroian.
Yeah, you could say that. I checked Webster. You could say it.
You checked Webster?
Adjective.
No way you checked Webster.
Merriam-Webster.
Michael, can we get confirmation on this heroian
performance
via Merriam-Webster? Come on, dude.
You don't know Uncle Marion?
Uncle Marion? Is it Miriam?
You never heard of Sean Marion? Come on.
Merriam-Webster, the 50 best performances movie of the decade.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Yeah, I guess. All right. Heroic, whatever, Tony. Okay. Not gonna, I don't even know what analogy I want to use here.
Yeah, I got nothing. Submarine.
So Julio Jones has been banged up, but he's a full go. Finally, AJ Brown was downgraded to questionable. I have him on my fantasy team. Need a big performance between him and Allen. So AJ Brown, you better play. Hopefully it's just, food poisoning, somebody can get over quickly.
Food poisoning.
I mean, come on. Everyone exaggerates about food poisoning. Okay. One night. Okay. You're down for the count. After that, everything's okay. Drink your water. Don't be an idiot.
I'm trying to think. I had food poisoning once. I think I was out for 2 days. 2 days.
But you're not an NFL athlete, so they should be back in 1.
No.
But I hope he goes, honestly, because that's really going to
better athlete.
I need it. I'm 2-3.
Them,
right the ship, get back to 500.
Right the ship, get back to 500.
That is
what it's all about.
But honestly, looking at this, I'm actually going to go devil's advocate here. I'm going to say Titans pull the upset. Henry 250 on the ground. Titans 28. Bills 27. Wow. Late field goal. So should be interesting.
I don't know,
Michael,
dude.
Tannehill
interceptions. Here. I don't think so, bro. Michael, what do you have? What do you have for us? The
Bills
man
33-0.
33-0. Wow. Loves those type of games.
Right.
So should be a fun one. 8:20 ESPN, but that's all we got for football. So let's switch gears to the world of Major League Baseball.
Giving chase at Judge, and he dives into the stand.
DeGrom begins the season with an overpowering strikeout of Ronald Acuna.
The wall, it's gone! 3-run home run! What's going on here? I love it. He drives one to the moon. High, deep, and very gone.
All right. And I just need to ask you seriously, Tony. Are you surprised yourself? I mean, coming out of New York, 2 team seasons that ended, that there's just not more information going on right now? I mean, we have basically heard nothing besides guys are not going to be the general manager of the Mets. That's all we've heard from both teams.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. honestly, I'm really surprised at the lack of offense here in terms of making moves during this postseason for New York. I'm really not sure why, to be honest. I heard, there was some speculation for the Yankees in terms of Boone. Maybe they kind of threw a number out at him that was like a low ball. I forget who was talking about this, but they saying how they did
ESPN
this,
Radio.
perhaps.
Okay.
Might have been just maybe someone I was talking to on the street, but they're saying they did the same thing with Torrey, where they lowballed him an offer. He said no thanks. Which maybe they're doing the same thing with Boone. So Boone is kind of hanging back on the offer, seeing what else he can kind of get, because quite a few managerial positions have opened around the MLB as of recently. So maybe they did offer Boone something, and they're just kind of he's sitting on it and waiting to see what happens.
Tony, I love it. Honestly, usually you don't bring me good news when it comes to this stuff, but what you're saying is that everyone has assumed up to this point a lock. Boone's coming back. Now, kind of one of those things when Lee Corso, college football game day, would go, not so fast. And that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying right now. I'm putting on the San Diego Padre headgear, and I'm saying Aaron Boone is on a plane to California. And I think honestly, they finally have come to their senses. Honestly, that's what I'm feeling now. Because like I said a week or two ago, if they wanted him,
about a week ago,
they were confident he'd be signed.
Right, exactly. So we'll kind of see what happens. I do hope for the Cardinals' sake he doesn't go to the Cardinals, honestly, and even the Padres. I don't know, dude. I don't think he really be a good manager. At all.
Your non-Michael King take here. Who is the best manager realistically? Like a realistic option, not saying Joe Torre, like we know he's not coming out of retirement.
Could be.
Who's that's gettable? Who do you think is the best candidate?
For the Yankees, you're talking about now.
Yes.
Honestly, dude, I mean, with Schilt, not with the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Talk about experience in the postseason. Has done a lot of good for the Cardinals for a long time. They've been contending teams. The only issue I would have is why is he not with the Cardinals? Philosophical.
Thank you, because I was
disagreement.
About to stumble upon that.
Burglary. I don't know if you remember that.
Richard Sherman with the burglary.
Nice, dude. Nice.
Didn't botch that.
Whatever happened to Richard Sherman?
Injured his hamstring with the Bucks.
But yeah, we'll see again. Why? That would definitely be a question of mine if I were the Yankees. The only thing I think of is I know Schilt is an incredibly religious man, so maybe that had something to do with it.
I
think it's a philosophical disagreement. I mean,
I think it's just like the typical power struggle with the general manager. But it's just like, so that's the only thing. Like, I like the track record. I like how he rallied the troops this year after a poor start.
Right.
But I just think the way Brian Cashman is, that he doesn't like to compromise.
Yeah, he'll have a few philosophical disagreements himself.
Oh my gosh. It's just, after what they did to us this year, they can't just give us some direction. Really is disgraceful. I really think it is.
I think you've been saying it every day now since.
But you also said, what was it, 2 weeks ago now that we know about Boone?
Yeah. No. I think this week. Yeah. This Friday, dude. This Friday.
Okay.
Halloween's coming up.
Oh, you're saying the manager will know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It just pains me that the Red Sox right now are in the midst of the ALCS.
Yeah.
With the Yankee spot, because they would be in that position.
Right, dude.
But they're not. So it's tough.
It's because it wasn't the Yankee spot.
But I guess, as I've been saying for the last 12 years, Tony, there's always next year. So let's see. Let's see if they step up, answer the call, and bring a 28th championship to 161st in a river. And there's a parade this time next year.
This time?
Give or take a couple weeks, Tony. Technicalities over here.
Yeah.
So obviously, hope we have some news. We'll bring it to you if we get it. All right?
Yeah, we'll bring it.
For New York, Mets, Yankees.
Any news at all, dude?
Yeah, I mean, we did talk about Bean out of the conversation, so your whole Bob Melvin might be a little not happening.
It definitely isn't at all happening.
So now, I mean, who's
I don't know, dude.
I mean, you got to throw something out there.
I got nothing. They haven't even said anything. There's not even like a group of people they've been interviewing. There's nothing.
I swear to God, I heard on, I think it was The Fan, they're saying Zach Scott might be back in play after getting hammered at Collins.
Really?
Yeah.
Has he not been arrested?
Yeah, but I guess it's like they're saying, they kind of want, basically they're saying they want to develop somebody and not potentially have to bring in a big name, which, I mean, isn't the worst idea in the world. I think too many teams go for the quick fix and not try to get the next.
I know it's tough.
thing.
I kind of enjoyed Scott a little bit when he first came in as interim GM. I thought, he made some pretty ballsy moves. He seemed to kind of walk into that position with confidence, obviously a little bit too confident, hit the bottle a little bit and driving. But I mean, I guess we'll see. I wouldn't be totally, disappointed.
Opposed.
Yeah, I wouldn't be opposed to the idea. But again, can you keep it under control here? Tony.
So we'll track it. We'll give you updates as they come along. NLCS Braves 5 last night, Dodgers 4. Braves lead 2-0. And that's despite Ian Anderson uneven performance last night, only giving him 3 innings, but they get that home run from Jock Peterson and Eddie Rosario walk-off single. And Max Scherzer said he felt in the bullpen. Arm is tired. Third appearance in 7 days. So Dodgers go down. And all I could say is I'm shocked. Honestly, I cannot believe this series isn't at least 1-1.
I know. Honestly, me too. I would think, obviously the first game was pretty tight. Walk off. Yeah, it was 2-1, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Walk off.
No, I was just saying because you went double, obviously, 2 sentences.
Did I?
Yeah.
2 sentences in a row? Technicalities.
Ratings. Could be a precursor. You never know. I think everyone's a little tired today.
I don't know what you're talking about, dude. So anyway, the Braves kind of sneaking by in the first game. I kind of would have expected the Dodgers to take the second game. It's honestly pretty decisively. But evidently that was not the case. Kind of thought Scherzer would be fine. I really thought he'd be feeling fine.
You know what I'm going to say?
Wait, what? Law of averages?
No. You think it's
hungover?
Hitting the bottle too hard.
Yeah, but he came back. Yeah, maybe. I don't know, dude. I don't know. He came in for the 9th inning,
Right, but what do you think he did after he got the save?
Probably drank.
Yeah. So kind of tough for sure. After they had won his first 13 starts, dropping the last 2. How about Austin Riley though? The home run, the walk-off single in game 1. He might be arguably the best third baseman in the National League.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about him during the season as well. I mean, he had a huge boom of offense.
Yeah.
And you pair that up with the rest of the lineup. Obviously, Acuna is not around.
But we got Albies.
Yeah, Albies. You got Freeman, of course. There's plenty of other names to pick out from that lineup, and they're not. The Braves aren't anyone to be snickered at. But I mean, going into this series, you would expect the Dodgers to be a little bit more rounded as a whole team. Just have honestly better pitching and better offense all around. But as we see when these games are close, anything could happen. And the Braves took the first 2 from them, so it's going to be tough for them honestly to come back. And honestly, I'm going to say it again. Honestly, right now, a little skeptical the Dodgers are going to pull this one off. Are you not?
No, because I just think road games, playoffs, championship series, Dodger Stadium. I mean, a whole different ball game, Tony. And this Dodgers team didn't win 106 games by accident. And I think it's a shame because, let's say the Yankees were in the National League, easily would have defeated the Braves in the playoffs at this point and would have given the Dodgers a run for their money. So just something to keep in mind.
You think they would have given the Dodgers a run for their money?
Oh, I mean, not even close.
They couldn't even give the Red Sox a run for their money in the wild card game.
Yeah, but what if it was a 3-game series, a 5-game series, a 7-game series, not a 1-game flick of the wrist, roll of the dice?
They would get swept.
Yeah, okay. No, but really though, do you think bare minimum next year we'll at least go back to the wild card series best of 3 or no?
No.
With the new CBA though, because I mean they're gonna, how it is. They have to make more money, add more playoff games. I mean, we've seen it time and time again, no matter what sport we're talking about.
I don't think so though.
Why? Just because the
The one and done, dude. The buzz,
dramatics.
exactly, dude. You need a one and done, not just because the Yankees lost. You have to make it best series out of 3.
But this isn't a personal preference, not like a prediction. Like I'm just making sure here. Like that's actually what you believe, not what you want.
No, it's literally what I believe. I think too many people are talking about how the wild card should be just a one and done game, and that's just baseball. If you think it's unfair, then win the division, and that's it.
But as our good friend Matthew once said, what I would say to Commissioner Manfred, do you like money? And the thing is, he does. So there's no chance that the playoffs are not getting expanded. And you heard it here first. And that.
Well, then what?
It's all about.
You think they're going to start letting more teams in the playoffs as well?
I mean, that's what they did last year. I mean, it's just like, you know what I mean? I don't agree with it.
Right.
But I'm just saying that's
I don't
more
think
games,
so.
Regular season, more games, playoff. And it doesn't matter what sport you're talking about. It just happens time and time again. They don't eliminate games from the schedule.
Right. But I think at this point, I don't think they're going to add more. I mean, the season as long as it is, the postseason as long as it is, I don't think they're going to be adding more games. And what are we going to go into the second, third week of November?
I mean, last year we didn't. Right?
Well, no, but
There
it
was
the whole
less
COVID
off
season.
days.
Yeah.
No, but it wasn't because of that. They followed the regular timeline of what the 162 would be. They made it a best of 3 in the wild card series, and yet they finished right on time.
Yeah, but that was a bit of an extenuating circumstance. I mean,
Well,
they mashed in games. Everyone had double headers every day almost. I mean, like, what are we talking about?
All I'm saying, you could pretty much stick to the same timeline. You don't need 2 days off in between games like they used to.
You don't. But I don't think they're going to be able to jam pack everything into that time period. There's going to be an extension in terms of the postseason at that point. Then, in terms of time,
This CBD. No, this
CBD's nuts, bro.
This CBA is going to be nuts, though. I think honestly, and I really hope
CB what?
CBA.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
Oh my god, no, but honestly, Tony, I mean, they're better. I mean, after all that we've been through as Yankee fans this year, there better not be a fucking lockout next year. Otherwise,
No way.
Honestly, we're going up to the commissioner's office. And we're going to have a talk.
I think if there's a lockout, they should just have every stadium open, public. You want to go there and play?
Go play.
Go play, dude. Have everything stocked. Everything's for free. All the beer and the booze and whatever you want, stocked and ready to go, dude.
But I mean,
boom.
Back to what I said about liking money. The one thing that makes me more confident about this is the fact that the owners have taken it on the chin the last couple of years, reduced attendance, less games last year, all that. I don't think they could afford another lost season. So I feel like that's
hell no. They're gonna want baseball to be played.
But honestly though, what do you think to have just better, there's not always a risk of a lockout, there's not all this tension. I mean, what is it gonna take? Because I feel like we've been saying this the past 20, 30 years.
Honestly, I think what it is, and we saw it a lot with the COVID season, was ownership being too greedy. I think that's what they have to understand that they honestly can't be that greedy. That, baseball is something bigger than them. Am I right, dude? And it deserves to be played. Obviously, the players are out there. The players, yes, are getting lots of money. But, I mean, they're not risking, but they're pretty much devoting their whole life to the season. I mean, like, how long is our season here? I think the owners really have to kind of, be less greedy. Yeah. Be a little more cooperative and make compromises. That's the word I'm looking for.
No, because
open-minded.
I mean, it really at this point is childish. Like,
very childish.
You know what I mean? And we're talking, they can't get along. So the season, an industry that's millions upon millions of dollars is going to be canceled because of like a petty argument. Yeah. That's what it seems like.
It's like we're 6-year-olds.
Yeah. So hopefully they get it together.
Because
I cannot wait. The chase for 28, Tony, and also what's gonna happen with the Mets. I'm honestly interested to see how they rebound.
The chase for 3.
Cohen, I mean, is he gonna put his money where his mouth is? Because we saw him chirping a lot this year, didn't produce much results.
I mean, I don't know. I think he definitely learned a lot this season. Talking about someone taking it on the chin, I think Cohen definitely had a lot of backlash for his moves, especially with the talk of him when, being the owner of the Mets, how money is of no option. And you saw him kind of cut corners a little bit with some
cheap out on George Springer.
McCann should have been JT.
Muto.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like you see him kind of cutting corners a little bit. Definitely not, managing, I guess, his staff and the team and everything as people thought he would. As honestly, as he said he would. And because of that backlash, of course, call him the people's owner. Like he's a fan first, whatever. I think he took that kind of pretty personal. And I think you're going to see him, put his money where his mouth is, like you said.
Light up the offseason.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking of lighting up, getting lit up, Astros or Red Sox, Game 3, 8:08 FS1, Fenway Park. Your Guidi versus Rodriguez. We are going to see some runs in this game, are we not?
I think so. I think it's going to be a high-scoring run at this point. And you'll get the pitching matchup. Both the Red Sox and the Astros, I think, in terms of starting pitching and their bullpen, really don't have a lot going for them. I guess you could say, argue the Red Sox have maybe a little bit more of the edge there with Sale and Uvalde. But, beyond that, it's a little tough. So I think that their lineup's going to be slamming the ball here at Fenway. And I want to say, I think, honestly, Red Sox take this one 9-7.
9-7.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to say Astros 10, Red Sox 6. Astros take that 2-1 lead, ride it all the way to the Fall Classic.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I know Fenway's tough. I get it. But also, these Astros, they've been in the playoffs before.
Right.
They're battle-tested. They step up in the big moment. I've been impressed at what I've seen out of Correa so far this postseason. And
yeah, very true.
More and more, even though we do have the prospects waiting in the wings, I'm really hoping that he comes to the Yankees, honestly. Because I think he could be a big asset.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a big asset. But in terms of Correa, honestly, the whole middle infield for the Astros has been very impressive.
Altuve can stay in Houston. I never want to see him on the Yankees ever in my life. Let me say that. Let me be clear. Same thing with Bregman, the Rat. We do not need him. Correa is welcome, though.
Well, back to tonight's game, with two teams that are irrelevant and actually still playing and everything. I think Devers is going to continue to be hot here. Absolute.
What about that hand, though? The
Fuego.
hand, the wrist, the side.
I don't think it's going to be anything.
What is the injury,
dude.
though, honestly?
I have no idea, to be honest.
But you've seen the weird,
of course.
after swing.
I don't think anyone knows.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows. But I'm expecting a 3-run homer out of him late in the game to put them up 9-7. Ride it out, dude.
Michael, Sox,
what do you got,
Astros,
dude?
What do you got?
Don't care.
Just cancel it.
Honestly, it's so stupid.
Really is. Really
Such
not
a stupid
right.
series.
Oh, yeah, it's not right, dude. Yankees aren't in the postseason. Let's just cancel it, dude.
Wouldn't be the worst idea, honestly. You think Fox wouldn't want the money back for their TV contracts for these low ratings for this type of series?
Horrible.
The two most hated teams in baseball.
I guess.
Oh, gosh.
I see a lot of people watching the games.
I'll go watch it. There's only people like you watching the game, Tony.
No, all of the Red Sox fans I see.
There's only 10.
There's not only 10 Red Sox.
There's only 10.
No, there's not, dude.
I just can't wait, though. We're all going to go Fenway Park next year, Yankees, Red Sox. And I just can't wait. At that point in the season, Yankees will be easily 5 games clear in the standings. All those people who gave me a tough time when I was there for the wild card game, singing Sweet Caroline.
I might sit a few rows away from you just in case.
A few rows. Okay.
I'll be right next to you, Barnes.
Because this is it. This is the end of the supposed run for the Red Sox. And I wouldn't be surprised by this time next year, Alex Cora will not even be the manager because he's going to go down cheating again. And I think we're going to find out about this very, very soon.
Where do you think AJ Hinch is going to go? Is he
AJ
going to go
Hinch,
anywhere, dude?
I think he's going to manage the Lakeland Tigers. I think they're going to demote him, honestly.
Really?
We don't need a cheater. We're an up-and-coming team finally after all these long seasons, poor results. I think the Tigers are finally heading in the right direction. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see.
Just on the way out here, Tony, I need your help.
Uh-oh.
I need a lock of the night.
For what?
NHL. I have the full schedule here.
All right.
I do have a game in mind, and I'm just curious where you're going to go here. So we got Rangers at Maple Leafs.
Definitely not.
Crackers at Flyers.
Kraken. You just said Crackers. I swear to God, dude.
Ducks at Flames. Blues at Coyotes. What do you feel best about here?
I mean, the lock would be Blues at Coyotes. Blues, honestly, maybe not the biggest lock, but I mean, the Arizona Coyotes, dude.
Worst team in the NHL?
Yeah.
Really?
Have been for a while, really, really always down there with like Detroit, and even, Ottawa as well. So, I mean, that is probably your pretty, I guess, easiest one, most lock. I would honestly even go Ducks over. And then actually, no, never mind. I go Calgary over Ducks.
Okay, my question though, why is Calgary 2-1 favorite over the Ducks? I mean, they just lost to Edmonton the other night. I mean,
Calgary
by 5-3 or something.
Well, Edmonton, obviously, good team. You
Right.
think of their scores, their players. They're really nothing to sneeze at. And if I can get up their roster, dude. Sorry, my laptop is fucking up, dude. But they have a decent amount of forwards, honestly. They had good offense. The last 2 seasons, they've been playing a lot better. As a team, they made a few acquisitions. I think Michael Furland is a center, really good for the team. And the Ducks, they have veterans, they have good players, they have hockey players with high hockey IQ, you could say, and they are goal scorers. They'll come up big sometimes, but consistently, they are kind of getting old. So in the long run, they're really not that great. And again, their goaltending isn't phenomenal. But that's what I would want to say why the Flames are favored by that much.
See, that's your lock of the night. Flames at home.
No, my lock
Over
was
the Ducks.
Blues over Coyotes, dude.
No, but then you kind of went back.
But then I'm saying if you also want to do, I don't know, more games, you want to parlay or something.
All right. But when it comes down to it, your lock of the night, Blues over Coyotes.
Yes.
All right. So we'll see. We'll recap tomorrow what happens.
What's the what's the line for the Blues?
The Blues are minus 180.
Okay.
So I don't know. It's tough for me to go against the Ducks. I mean, they did lose that game the other night.
Right.
I forgot who they were. Was it the Wild? Yeah, I think it was the Wild.
What's the over under and goal scored for the Blues?
The Blues is 5.5. Kind of a low total.
I would take that. No, I would take that under, dude.
Under 5.5.
Under 5.5.
Why? Because you think just the Coyotes just aren't going to score?
Yeah. 3-0.
What if it's 6-0?
Then you would take the over.
That's what I'm saying. You don't think that's?
I don't
likely?
think it'll be 6-0. No.
All right.
The Blues have been struggling since they won the Cup, dumping off some players, trying to get better prospects in. Do I think they'll win? Yes, by a lot. 3-0.
Yeah. I mean, it's the National Hockey League.
It is.
Anything can happen.
Almost anything could happen.
So we'll see. Looking forward to, maybe second TV, third TV. We'll watch it. And
must be nice, dude.
Just on the way out here, how pumped are you, Tony? Your favorite sport resumes play tomorrow, the National Basketball Association. What do you got?
Mike was hyping me up. Honestly, I'm excited that you guys are excited because maybe that means we can go out, get some pizza and wings, and sit somewhere and watch the games.
Dude, I want to watch the opening night.
Are we locking this in? That we're doing
Tomorrow?
this tomorrow?
Yeah, we have screen time tomorrow at 7.
Right. I mean, I think
I have to confirm that. But afterwards, what time is the first game? It's probably 7, right?
I think it's
a New York game.
7:30, but then it doesn't start till 7:40 something. There's also a game on at
Later
10,
games.
So there's room, there's margin here.
What is the docket for tomorrow? We got Knicks playing?
No, Knicks are the
playing
next
Golden
game.
State. No,
No,
they play
Nets,
Lakers, right?
Bucks.
Nets, Bucks,
Golden
rematch.
State
Golden
Lakers,
State
I believe
Lakers.
at 10. And I think it's on TNT.
Of course, it's on TNT.
So I guess we'll have to sort out the details. Maybe a Southport pizza delivery during screen time.
That'd be pretty sweet.
They wouldn't do that, but we could get
Fire
Pizza Med.
Pizza Med. Never been there.
Same owner.
How about Sally's?
In Stanford.
No.
How about
New Haven.
Brew
You better
Brewport would be fire.
you better call in Sally's now.
Unbelievable though. You know what I mean? It's too high tech, whatever you want to call it. with
It's
the
too.
kiosk.
I think the word you're looking for is Connecticut.
Yeah, basically. I mean, not really though.
No,
'Cause
it's
no one else
too
does that,
Connecticut,
dude. Anywhere else, you could just call a place. I want a pizza. Be
Yeah.
ready in 20 minutes. This whole you have to reserve it a day before is absolutely atrocious.
I know it's disgusting.
Um,
It's not what pizza's about. They're ruining it.
I mean, it's just so you're that crazy, you're that busy that you can't.
They just don't want to work.
Well, I mean, common theme today, Tony. Common theme. unless you're a member of the New York Yankees. Other than that, no one
What are you
else
talking
wants
about? Are the Yankees working today?
to work. Yeah, behind the scenes,
What are they doing?
getting ready for next season. I swear there was video of Judge taking batting practice.
Really?
Am I kidding?
Where?
Yeah. Private batting cage.
No, where was the footage? Like, where did you see it?
Twitter.
Really?
Yeah.
His Twitter, personal Twitter.
As Stephen A would say, the Twitter sphere.
That's pretty lame, dude.
He said it, not me.
Yeah, but you're reiterating.
Well, I said he
not
said
cool.
it. I didn't say I said it.
But you're reiterating that he's saying it. Don't spread his words around, dude. We don't need that.
So a lot of despite the downtime for our baseball teams, a lot going on in the sports world, other sports. So we'll focus on that.
Yeah.
And
Definitely, dude. Definitely watch the Rangers tonight. I'll tell you that much.
you kind of like suggested though that because you're so tight on the Rangers, by the way. So like what you basically said without saying it is that the Maple Leafs are gonna win like 5-1. That's you're like, oh, don't touch that game.
I wouldn't touch it, honestly, dude. Capo Caco is out for the Rangers.
What was that?
Capo Caco.
Okay, but you know who's not out for the Rangers? Chris Kreider.
Correct.
You know what? You don't even have to worry about that game. Don't even bet hockey tonight. Wait for tomorrow. You know why? The Devils versus the Kraken, 2-0 to start the season. Let's go, Barnes.
Yeah, what happened the other night? You're telling me not to take the Devils.
Hughes is going to be a scorer this season.
Hughes is not going to be a scorer. What's the rhetoric here?
Yeah.
Well, dude, listen. I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him. That was a phenomenal goal by his part.
He had multiple
But I
goals
mean,
that game.
Yeah, 2 goals.
But when
Two.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah, no,
great.
2
dude.
goals.
That's great.
Yeah, 2 goals.
But you know,
In
it's
the first game
a
of the season.
totally different animal when
He's
you
a
get
totally
into
different
overtime.
animal. Yes.
All right, dude.
Well, you're still on.
Yeah, you're still on.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
He's still waiting for something, but Barnes is impatient.
You're just nothing's coming out.
Nah, I think I'm done now, dude. I think that's it, dude.
No, and especially
what time will tell, dude. They're gonna lose against the Kraken.
No, they're not.
You're gonna lose against the
Sure,
Kraken, who are
dude.
playing a back-to-back. You don't think you're gonna be tired from the night before?
First time being a team.
Yeah. Like, oh yeah, no, it's the NHL. Work hard.
This is the first time ever
I mean,
playing.
they're playing
as a
the Ducks. You just talked about the veterans on the Ducks. You don't think they're gonna,
And then
throw a
it's the
couple
young
shoulders?
Devils.
Wait, the Kraken? They're playing the Flyers tonight. buddy.
No, they are playing the Ducks.
Look at Barnes knowing more than you,
that's
bud.
that's
Tonight.
Your schedule. Yeah,
Monday,
Yeah.
October 18th.
yeah,
The Ducks are playing the Flames. We were just talking about that.
and that is what it's all about.
What? What, dude?
You kind of feel like you're going crazy a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit, dude.
Either way, Tony. No matter who they're playing, I'm just saying it's tough to play back-to-back games in hockey. It just is. One last question for you, though. I need you to educate me here. Flyers, not a good team this year, or
They've always been a contending team. I wouldn't say they're a bad team. I think they still have Hayes. I don't know if Giroux's still on the team. Gossespear, former Rookie of the Year, great defender. They are a very good team.
okay. So
Yeah.
basically, you're expecting them to handle the Kraken tonight, or are you thinking upset?
I don't know. I mean, the Kraken did pretty well against the Predators. The Predators have some good talent, especially defensively. So they can definitely. I think they've showed so far that they could score. I think it'll be a battle, honestly, tonight. I think it's gonna be overtime. Honestly, I
Wow.
think Flyers are gonna take it 4-3
Okay. All right.
in
So
OT. 3-on-3. Anything could happen.
we'll see what happens. Last thing though, on the way out.
Simmer down, Barnes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where's the lasagna?
That's a
I'm
good
hungry.
question, dude. I gotta go home for it, dude. My mom wants
Um,
me home ASAP.
Why do they do overtime losses? What is the point of it? Why not just wins, losses? Why do we need a separate category for overtime losses?
I think it's because of the point system is what it is. Once you go into overtime, regardless, everyone gets a point. So like even though you lost, you're getting a point because you made it to overtime.
No, but what about the fraud Chicago Blackhawks winning streak? Because they included games which they had an overtime loss 4 or 5 years ago. Do you remember that?
Yes.
All over SportsCenter,
Mhm.
despite not even having any hockey coverage. I was just like, are you kidding? I just feel like there's just no point in it. I mean, are we going to have a basketball overtime losses category, Michael?
Well, it's a little
So
different
stupid.
in
So
basketball.
stupid. So
especially
stupid.
It's a little different in basketball because in hockey you're playing 3-on-3 in overtime. It's like
But they
But
just made that's their fault. They're so dumb.
Force them to play 3-on-3. They made that rule.
yeah, I didn't force them. Okay, but that's why they have the overtime.
But so what? Could you explain to me why it's 3-on-3 though?
Well, they want to speed up the regular season games essentially because a lot of times overtime it's been triple, quadruple overtime a lot of these times because goal scoring sometimes is really hard to come by in hockey.
How long ago did they change that?
3 years ago, 2 years ago?
It's really only been that. I
Yeah,
thought it's been-
3.
Oh,
I'd say
okay.
3.
So they used to go 4th, 5th overtime type of thing.
Well, so in regular season they normally go to the shootout.
Right.
But another reason why they wanted to do 3-on-3 is to avoid the shootout because
Okay.
that's even
Playoffs though, is it 3-on-3?
playoffs is overtime, 5-on-5,
shootouts.
no shootouts.
We've seen some lengthy games.
Oh yeah, remember I think in 2012, when the Rangers were in the cup against the Kings,
Yes, it got
LA
swept.
Kings. I think they won one.
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think you're right. There was one game, 2:30 in the morning, quadruple overtime. Anze Kopitar scored it, game winning. Matt's farting on the futon. It's nice Italian leather. Better be careful, dude. Better check your pants, bud. Come on, my sweatshirt's right there. You're in front of the cameras, dude.
Just where I am.
But yeah, so I think that's one of the biggest reasons why they did 3-on-3 to avoid the shootout, to kind of still have some type of play without just having it go overtime 5-on-5 all night. Because that's obviously regular season, you can't do that.
Seems a little similar to the Ghost Runner.
Oh,
situation.
absolutely. I think baseball derived that idea
Yeah.
from hockey, you know?
Yeah. So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, something to think about.
One last comment here from Mary. What do we got?
Huh.
Relax,
Relax,
Anthony.
Anthony.
Wow.
Wow.
Wow. All right. That being said, fellas, any words of wisdom for tonight?
Not really.
Michael? Just pumped for the NBA?
Live, laugh, and cry.
Dan Campbell.
Jimmy V.
Yep.
Dan Campbell.
Jimmy V.
No, he did say that. He did say
He
that.
did say that.
He did. One of my favorite speeches.
That being said, I mean, great Monday episode. Really
Not as good as
covered
Sunday.
It all.
Yeah.
We'll see what the overnights are, as Doggy would say.
Yeah. Doggy.
But that being said,
Doggy.
everyone keep commenting, liking, subscribing. Enjoy your night. We'll see you mañana.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.